If your tap went dry tonight, you wouldn't die right away, you'd die 3 days later because of what you did in the first 6 hours. And the most dangerous mistake: thinking, "I'll just leave the city," buys you time. In real collapses, suburbs often lose pressure longer, get supplies later, and run out of options faster, while dense areas, messy as they feel, get information first, triage first, and repairs first. This story follows Sarah on the 26th floor in Manhattan and David in the suburbs as a cyber attack kills the water system, panic multiplies consumption, and survival becomes a brutal math problem. Networks versus isolation, fear versus false confidence, and a countdown your body will enforce no matter what you believe. If the water stopped flowing in your home tonight, nothing dramatic would happen at first.
No alarms, no sirens.
No official announcement telling you that your life has just entered a countdown. You would still brush your teeth out of habit, maybe notice the pressure feels slightly weaker, maybe assume it's a temporary issue that will be fixed by morning. You would go to sleep believing you have time. And that belief, more than thirst, more than panic, is what would quietly kill you 3 days later. Because survival in a water collapse is not decided on day 3. It is decided in the first 6 hours, before most people even realize they're in danger. This is where almost everyone makes the same mistake. They assume the crisis will unfold evenly. They assume cities will fall first, suburbs will last longer, and distance from density equals safety. But real disasters don't work like that. In reality, the places that feel crowded and fragile often receive information first, supplies first, and repairs first, while the places that feel spacious and safe lose pressure silently, wait longer, and collapse without anyone noticing until it's too late. We've already watched this pattern play out in the real world. During the siege of Mariupol, parts of the city lost water within days, yet hospitals, dense neighborhoods, and centralized distribution points were prioritized for emergency deliveries while outlying areas simply ran dry. During the Texas power grid failure, suburban neighborhoods lost water pressure for longer than urban cores because their infrastructure relied on fewer backup layers. In Syria, entire towns collapsed faster than nearby cities during water shutdowns, not because they were targeted harder, but because redundancy didn't exist. When water systems fail, they don't fail everywhere at once. They fail in a specific order, and that order decides who finds water, who waits too long, and who never recovers. Imagine this begins at 3:17 a.m. on a Tuesday morning.
No explosions.
No soldiers, just malicious code slipping into the SCADA systems that control 3 major water treatment facilities. Within minutes, the computers managing water purification, pressure regulation, and chemical balance are fried beyond immediate repair. 8 million people still have water flowing for now, but the systems keeping it moving are already dying. Backup generators kick on automatically just like they're designed to do, but those generators only have fuel for 24 to 72 hours. After that, gravity, pressure, and physics take over, and physics doesn't care how prepared you think you are. Sarah Chun is asleep on the 26th floor of a Manhattan apartment building when this happens. David Martinez is asleep in his suburban split-level home 40 miles away. Neither of them knows anything is wrong, but the math that determines their fate has already started running. High-rise buildings lose water first when pumps fail. Rooftop tanks keep water flowing briefly, but those tanks are designed for normal consumption, not panic. Sarah's building has 1 rooftop tank shared by 48 apartments. Under calm conditions, it might last a day. Under panic conditions, it empties in 12 hours. David's suburban home connects to a municipal water tower serving 1,500 houses, holding nearly 800,000 gallons. On paper, David seems safer. More space, more water, fewer people. But panic destroys paper math. When people sense scarcity, consumption doesn't double, it spikes 15 times above baseline. Toilets flushed unnecessarily, bathtubs filled, containers hoarded. One neighbor's attempt to feel safe removes dozens of gallons from circulation. Multiply that behavior across a suburb, and the tower that was supposed to last 5 days runs dry in 18 hours. Meanwhile, density creates something people never plan for: information networks. By 7 a.m., Sarah knows something is wrong. Her neighbor works night security and heard the building manager announce ration pressure by floor. Each apartment will get 1 hour of water access. Sarah fills every container she owns during her window. 3 gallons total. It doesn't feel like enough. It isn't enough, but it exists. David doesn't learn anything is wrong until his morning shower fails.
No announcement. No coordination.
No shared response. He assumes it's a local issue and drives to the supermarket, where shelves are still full and prices are still normal. He buys 2 cases of water and feels prepared. That feeling is the most dangerous resource illusion in a crisis. Fear makes people move early. Confidence makes them wait. Sarah feels afraid, so she keeps moving. By 9 a.m., she's paying triple prices at a bodega because the owner already knows deliveries aren't coming. Surge pricing has begun before most people understand why. David feels calm, so his family keeps using water like nothing has changed. Cooking, cleaning, drinking without rationing. The suburban infrastructure that made life comfortable now works against him because it was designed for abundance, not scarcity. This is the first lesson people get wrong. Urban density creates information advantages that outweigh resource disadvantages in the first critical hours. 6 hours of early awareness can mean the difference between finding supplies and fighting over scraps. But something else is unfolding beneath the surface, something emergency planners rarely talk about. Human behavior doesn't follow official guidelines. It follows fear, rumor, and imitation. If your water stopped flowing right now, what would you do first? Most people say they'd go buy water. But where? How much? And what happens when millions of people have the exact same idea at the exact same time? The answer reveals why suburbs aren't safer than cities. They're just vulnerable in different ways. By the end of the first day, panic consumption has emptied towers, stores are stripped bare, and mobility becomes a trap instead of an advantage. Roads clog with people trying to escape toward the same imagined safety zones. Gas burns faster than distance disappears. Children dehydrate quicker than adults. Decision-making slows as the brain, which is mostly water, begins shutting down non-essential functions. The body enforces its own deadlines regardless of belief or optimism. This is how normal life disappears, not with chaos at first, but with quiet miscalculations that feel reasonable in the moment. And by the time the crisis announces itself loudly, the decisions that mattered most are already locked in. What follows over the next 72 hours isn't just a story about water. It's a story about which systems fail first, which ones recover last, and why where you live matters far less than what you do when everything you depend on stops working at the same time. When the water finally comes back, it doesn't arrive with relief. It arrives with clarity. The taps run again, the pipes hum, and the systems that vanished return quietly, as if nothing ever happened. But for the people who lived through the 72 hours without water, normal life doesn't snap back into place. Sarah stands in her apartment weeks later, watching clean water spiral down the drain, and realizes the most unsettling truth of the crisis wasn't how close she came to dying. It was how easily the life she recognized disappeared without warning. The city recovered because density makes repair efficient, but the city she returns to is not the one she left. Jobs vanished, neighbors relocated, networks fractured, and survival replaced stability as the organizing principle of daily life. David's family turns their faucets on again too, 6 weeks after the shutdown, but water doesn't restore trust, time, or certainty. The suburb looks unchanged from the outside, yet everything beneath the surface has shifted. The neighbors who shared resources are bound by obligations that didn't exist before, and the neighbors who hoarded are quietly remembered. Infrastructure returned, but innocence didn't. What the crisis revealed is something most people never want to confront. Modern life exists only because invisible systems continue working. Not because they are guaranteed to work, but because they haven't failed yet. 72 hours without water stripped away the illusion that safety comes from location, storage, or comfort. It showed that survival isn't about cities versus suburbs. It's about information, cooperation, and timing. It's about understanding which systems collapse first, which recover last, and how quickly the body replaces optimism with biology. The people who survived didn't do so because they were stronger or smarter. They survived because they adapted faster, moved earlier, and understood that preparation is not about hoarding resources. It's about recognizing dependency before it becomes fatal. The water came back, but the lesson didn't disappear with it. Every glass poured afterward carried the quiet knowledge that the life we live today is balanced on systems we rarely think about and never truly control. And once you've seen how quickly those systems can vanish, you never turn a faucet the same way again, because you understand that survival isn't about waiting for help to arrive. It's about knowing what to do before the water stops flowing.